After the handful of these name-calling videos I've done, I am fully aware that each of my nominations have fallen on deaf ears in Hollywood. Screw it, these are fun. With the home trilogy concluded, as well as apparently Sony's idiotic raid on Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery, which was their own attempt to make a shared universe, thinking they'd make billions, this amazing fandom is in a spectacular place. The last film left plenty of room for a fresh start for the web-slinger, in terms of character growth through a new academic setting, maybe some new classmates, a new challenge for Peter to overcome. Now, I don't claim to know what the outcome of those possibilities will end up being. I just know that they could and should be summed up by a film title. Before I start name-calling, I want to make some things perfectly clear about this list. Some of the titles I came up with are a bit hokey. I just want to say that even the hokiest title I came up with, and yeah, I know which one gets that distinction, it's no more hokey than having to jam the word home into every title of a trilogy of films. Some are literally pulled from Spider-Man comics. Obviously, I didn't make those up, but I also didn't nominate the title of every single Spider-Man comic ever made either. I'm only suggesting the ones that are the most exciting. Because the last time we saw the character in the MCU, he was in his classic suit, so maybe they know it's okay to stick a little closer to the iconic stylings of the comics. Whether they do or don't, a good title is not negotiable. One of those can really do wonders in terms of retaining fans, and inviting in new ones. The message behind a good title could be as simple as implying something old is new again. Or it could be a fun, clever way of telling the audience to buckle up. We're going off the rails up ahead. Things are gonna get crazy. It could reveal a shift in tone and genre. Not to say everything has to be so serious. Quite the opposite, actually. There's an art in effectively spelling out the hero's plight with a fun title. On the flip side of that spectrum, a title that hints at things to come, especially a popular character the fanbase has been clamoring for, can work them up into a frenzy. A good kind. The kind that sells movie tickets. Looking at the world around us, maybe an offbeat, ironic title is the way to go. If the metaphor was clever enough and evoked visions of good times, modern audiences could be more than willing to fall down that rabbit hole. Even still, modern sensibilities aside, nothing will ever quite beat a classy title that so clearly defines a hero's solemn oath. Or one that declares the most dangerous part of a deadly villain. There are even titles and concepts Marvel can borrow from their esteemed competition. If you know, you know, and, I mean, the price is right. Or they could look inward to their own source material, to storylines and comics the character has had. Even a simple nod to the comics with a repurposed context would go a long way. A lot of people have been calling for a Spider-Man meets Deadpool film, but there's gotta be a better team-up than that. And then, like I said earlier, there are plenty of Spider-Man comic book titles that would be really exciting movie titles. This one right here is my favorite. But these titles were only meant to be the start of something. If we were talking about a new trilogy of films, I'd love to see the color motif made popular in the comics by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale used, as a way to describe what the character is feeling. All in all, I would say Marvel and Sony have a lot to consider. But what about you? What would you title the next Spider-Man film? Were any of these titles up to snuff? Let me know in the comments.